Hey guys. Okay, so this is a video on section 10.7 on similar triangles. So we are going to start, we're in your book on page 642. And let me just discuss just for a second what similar triangles are. Okay, so similar triangles, like they sound, they're similar, but they're not equal. Now, I tell you what, one thing that is equal in similar triangles are the angles. So, and I don't know if you remember or not, but in a triangle, there are three angles, and they always, no matter what, they always add up to 180. So remember that before we start. So in two similar triangles, the angles have to be equal, but now the sides are not equal. They are what we call proportional. So let me just show you what I mean by proportional. Okay, so I'm going to start and just work a few examples on page 644. I'm just going to work through number 1 and number 2, and then I'll work number 3. Okay, so on number 1, it says determine whether each pair of triangles is similar. Okay, so obviously all we're given is some angle measures. Okay, so remember what I said about all the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So this little red square right here in the corner is 90. This is 50. If you do 90 plus 50, that's what? 140? So 180 minus 140 gives you 40 for this missing angle here. Okay, well, if that's 90 and 40 and this is 50, well, if this is 90 and 40, that's got to be 50 as well, because, that's got to add up to 180. So obviously, all the angles, now, while this triangle is smaller in size, it's still proportional to this bigger triangle because the angles are the same. Okay, so that would be a yes there. Okay, all right, now number 2, it says determine whether each pair of triangles is similar. This is a different situation. They did not give us angle measures, so we have nothing to go on there. All we have are the sides, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to see if they're proportional, okay? Now, when you make a fraction out of the sides, you have to pick corresponding sides that go together. For example, like this would be, it's not a right triangle, but, this is kind of like what, the long piece, the hypotenuse maybe. It's really not a hypotenuse, but basically this top piece and this top piece have to go together. The right hand side goes with this right hand side, and the bottom goes with this bottom. Okay, so let's just kind of make a fraction. 16 over 4, that reduces to 4. Okay, 8 over 2, that reduces to 4. 12 over 3, that reduces to 4. If all three of them reduce to be the same thing, then the answer is a yes. If even one of them doesn't reduce to the same thing, it's automatically no. Even if 2 out of the 3 are proportional, it doesn't matter. They all have to be proportional. Okay? And then, all right, so last one very quickly. All right, number 3. Find the missing measure for the pair of similar triangles. Okay, so you'll notice in your book they've drawn out, these pictures over here on the side. You are going to want to draw that out on your paper. I went ahead and drew that out on my paper already for us. I labeled. You'll notice that angles are always labeled with capital letters, and the sides across from them are always labeled lowercase letters. That's always how it is in geometry or algebra 1. Okay, any math, actually. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a proportion, okay? The first thing you need to do is label your picture. They gave me A is 4. I labeled, side A is 4. They gave me B is 6, so on. They gave me 4 things, and I labeled everything they gave me. They gave me all the sides here, but only one side here. And it said, find the missing measures. Well, we obviously don't know little z or little y. We don't know those 2 measures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a proportion, okay? I have a matching pair. I have the right-hand side on both, okay? So I'm going to say 4 is to 6, okay, as 8 is to z. 4 over 6 equals 8 over z. Cross multiply, 4 times z equals 6 times 8, which is 48. Divide by 4, and you get 12 for z. Same thing for y, okay? 4 over 6 equals 6 over y. And then you just cross multiply. So z is 12 and y is 9. So that's how you work that type.